Hello and welcome to my 0% growths playthrough of Path of Radiance. I'm Danny Doyle, and here with me is my wonderful co-host.
Pick'em.
I figured
I
I would
guess
just sort of. Oh, go ahead.
I guess casually is in the name, but I don't really know how I want it to go down. I guess I haven't gotten that far yet. Oh, you don't want to turn on the realistic walk speed setting?
I do want to turn off auto cursor. Where is that? There we go. I'm like the only
Oh,
person who
good.
plays without auto cursor.
I really don't know who plays with auto cursor. Ah, yes, for shoving Boyd.
So I wanted to play through this because Path of Radiance was my first Fire Emblem game, and because of that, it's near and dear to my heart. But it's also really fucking boring to replay because even without bonus experience, so many units just snowball and take over the game and make it just like it's already tedious because animations are slow and everything is slow in this game. But with like super easy, with super like strong Snowball Marcia or Snowball Jill or Snowball Oscar and Boyd, it's just like
Yeah,
it's
you.
so boring to play.
I
And
mean,
I've
you
played
are.
Maniac mode, and even that wasn't like too different.
I mean, 'cause you already have some games like FE4 where like the rich get richer and you just get like stronger units get super strong and everything. But with bonus experience involved, like you just take your best unit, you just feed them all your bonus experience, and you just solo the game.
And even without bonus experience, like the enemy quality is not high enough that Marcia base level is going to have too much difficulty eventually snowballing. So I figured 0% growths, it recontextualizes things. It makes this game full of growth units actually difficult and challenging to play.
Ooh, bad Ike level up. You should
Should
probably
I reset?
reset.
Should I reset?
I
It's,
bet that joke's not going to get old by like chapter one.
well, we're already in chapter one, and the joke is already old. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm not taking that bet.
I would say,
So
despite being a GameCube game, I think this game actually looked kind of charming in its odd, low polygon way.
I do unironically like the map animations. I wish that they were like 50% faster at least. And I wish you could turn them off. But I think that they look cool. We're going to be seeing a lot of Axe Paladin animations. I figured
Oh,
we'd
you're
go
going to be
over the
using Kieran a
units.
lot?
We'll see. We'll see about Kieran. Kieran is going to play a bigger role than you would think. Um, but
I
not as
foresee
big a
him
role
being
as
a.
he plays vanilla.
I foresee Kieran being a Master Seal target, or at least a bonus experience target.
You'll see. I don't want to spoil everything. I've played up until chapter 9. So I don't know entirely how good Kieran is, but I know that he's going to be better than Titania in the long run.
Oh,
Speaking of Titania, this is our best unit for the early game. And these are her stats, and they're not changing because she's already promoted.
I mean, there's
She
not really
can.
much else you can say. I mean, not only does she have those stats, but you can't really go wrong with axes.
Well, she has axes and lances, so once Oscar falls off and becomes a rescue bot, she can take his weapons. And she has Kanto. Like she and Path of Radiance Kanto, for people who don't know, is absolutely bonkers busted. It is not as good as FE4. You can't re-equip weapons, but you can attack and then move, which lets you do a lot of stuff.
You know, the whole like re-equipping weapons afterwards, I think with how good the Kanto is and how much move your paladins have in this game, I don't think it's that big of a struggle to like run in with someone, hit, back up one space, and then you can just trade them a different weapon on player face with like another paladin or something.
Oh yeah, she has 9 move. Like promoted cavalry has 9 move in this game. Normally you need boots to approach anything near that. Um, Unpromoted Cav have 8 move, and that brings us to Oscar, who is normally one of the stars of Path of Radiance, but I don't think I'm getting him to promotion because promotion canes aren't going to salvage this. Like, 6 strength, 7 speed is fine for the first couple of chapters, but even once you get to, like, roadside battle, he's struggling to keep up. Like, he really relies on having good growths.
Oh, can you do me a favor real quick? Can you check the weight of an Iron Lance? So yeah, this guy's 5 attack speed for the whole game, unless you get him a Slim Lance.
But then, like, he doesn't have the power of lances, which are not as powerful as axes, but still better than swords. Mostly because you get 1-2 range. But yeah,
you know, he's starting to he's starting to sound like a GBA Pegasus Knight, where you give him a Slim Lance so they don't get weighed down, or you give him a Steel Lance where they get doubled.
I mean, he does have those anime eyes that seem like they should be on a Pegasus Knight. They seem out of place on, like, a big, strong Cavalier Paladin. Although, you know, again, 6 strength for the entire game. He's not going to be a big, strong Cavalier Paladin. He is Kanto. Like, that makes him probably my second best unit right now. Just because Kanto is really fucking good.
Oh yeah, he can rescue drop, he can trade weapons, he can carry Titania's inventory.
Well, he's already carrying Titania's inventory. He's gonna make very little use of this lance. He does attack some people in this chapter, and he does a decent bit of work. Like, I'm happy to have him in the early game, in the whole portion before you get battle preps. But after then, I don't see him doing too much.
Yeah, I guess it also kind of sucks that the early game where you need him most with the 0% growths is he's going to have weapon triangle disadvantage against just about every enemy outside of the few Myrmidons in the next chapter.
Yeah, that sucks. He is not the wonderful unit you are used to. Boyd feels actually a little bit better in this context because you don't have to just hope that he gets good strength growth, like he doesn't. So you get what you get. You get, like, a single hard hit. He's not going to double anything because, again, he's weighed down by 3, so he has 3 AS. You think it's bad that Oscar's weighed down by 2? Boyd doesn't have the option of a slim axe. There's no such thing as a slim axe.
It's like barter all over again.
Yeah, Boyd does some work in this chapter, and then he shoves some people, and maybe he does some counterattacking and meat shielding, but Boyd's not very good.
I can't wait for Tempest to give you that extra hit chance whenever he has good biorhythm.
Oh yeah, Biorhythm, the most relevant mechanic ever.
I think it is honestly one of the most Kaga mechanics past FE5. Like, this sounds like something you would find in Thracia or an early Kaga game, or maybe like one of his later Kaga Saga games.
I do think it's very funny. I know you haven't played Radiant Dawn, so I'm not going to spoil anything regarding, like, why they do this, but the speedrun for Radiant Dawn actually uses a, you can use herons to boost people's biorhythm to max, and they use that to boost someone's biorhythm, just because it saves time in a later chapter to have them at lowest biorhythm. It's really funny.
That's actually kind of cool.
And that's the coolest thing about Biorhythm. Everything else about it kind of sucks. It does not make a huge difference. Speaking of not making a huge difference, this is Ike. He's going to do almost nothing but C's.
I mean, that makes him the best unit in the game.
Well, he's better than Kieran.
Well, I mean, because Ike gets Ragnell. I don't think Kieran gets Ragnell.
Ike also gets promotion bonuses. Like, he will promote no matter what level he is. He gets a story promotion. His promotion bonuses do not salvage this. 5 strength, 7 speed. Again, so the reason that we're talking about getting weighed down by stuff, in Path of Radiance, weapon weight, you have to have higher strength than weapon weight, otherwise the difference is subtracted from your speed. So, like, Ike has 5 strength. Iron swords have 7 weight, because they weigh 2 more than his strength. he gets -2 speed when using an iron sword, so he actually has 5 speed. So Ike
5 points of speed.
I've done 0% growths of FE7. I did Elliewood hard mode. Elliewood could still contribute going into the late game, and that's because enemy quality there was pretty low, but also in that one, the way that weapon weight works is different, and he just wasn't weighed down, so he still had decent speed. He had not great strength, but like he could chip, he could use killing edges to kill people. Ike is going to be very slow. Enemy quality in Path of Radiance is not great, but it is probably better than FE7. And it's a very... he's not going to do well against... because on enemy phase in Path of Radiance, enemy cavalry gets to Kanto as well. So if he's like holding a choke point and there's 3 cavaliers, all 3 of them get to attack him, not just the one. So you can't choke points as reliably and rely on only taking 1 hit. Like, you have to actually be bulky. You can't just be like, well, I can take a single hit and use a vulnerary.
You basically just defined the southern part of that defend map. I forgot which chapter number it is, but it's like right after you get the base stuff.
Yeah,
the chapter with Ileana. That's basically like the entire southern section of that map. It's like a 1-tile choke point surrounded by a bunch of lance, sword, and axe cabs.
So speaking of that chapter, I'm already setting up for that chapter. Titania is... Well, we'll see, but I do need to get a specific item for Titania to make that chapter more reliable. The early portions of the game are basically... They're not quite Titania solo, like other people do things to contribute.
You know,
but they're
funnily enough,
mostly
the more I think
Titania
about
solo.
it, considering everyone's strength starts off so low, you could almost think of energy drops as being +2 strength and +2 speed in some cases.
You could if you were going to give them to bad units. However, I'm going to give my energy drops to people I plan on fielding for longer than they're force deployed. And right now I don't see anyone on the map other than Titania who fits that description. Maybe Oscar for some rescue drop stuff. Oscar's pretty useful in the prison escape, but I don't think I'll use him there.
Are you gonna try to stealth that chapter?
Oh, it's an easy stealth. I have Mordecai, I have Titania, I have Volk. Like, I've stealthed that thing on Maniac mode. I can stealth him apart. It doesn't mean I need to save some hammer uses if I want the Master Seal, which I do.
Because in hard mode, the yellow units don't have to escape to recruit them. In Maniac mode, they have to escape along with you, correct?
Correct. Although I might just make Oscar, or I might just make Kieran and Braum escape for the bonus experience. Like, if I'm stealthing anyway, my turn count's going to be terrible, I might as well. And it'd be interesting to show off, at least. So here Boyd is going to finish this guy if he doesn't miss.
Look at him go.
That is the most Boyd is going to contribute all of this playthrough.
Congratulations, Boyd, you have peaked.
It's a kill. I don't think this guy destroys the house this turn. He doesn't. Okay, Oscar has a very important mission. He is picking up Titania's dry cleaning. And Titania is going to go kill this guy. She one-rounds him with the Iron Axe.
You're letting Tatiana take all of the experience.
I know. I'm not going to give... Why don't I give it to people who have good growths, unlike Titania?
Yeah, like, she's not going to get anything out of these level ups.
She got an Iron Axe out of this level up.
Nice Iron Axe.
There is a strat that lets you two-turn this, but I'm not trying to, like, play for efficiency. It sucks that I used up a couple of Iron Axe uses there, but I did get an Iron Sword out of it. Titania can't use swords, but,
That's why you sell a sword for Forge money.
I mean, Ike can use swords, and there's some other good combat units. I'm thinking of a couple of people in particular who can use swords.
we're using stat boosters early.
Yes, as I said, I am already thinking ahead to chapter 8. We'll just wait.
I guess
think
we should
he
address
prefers
what
to attack
makes...
Ike because he's not going to deal damage to Titania. He'll either attack Ike or Oscar. I don't think Oscar gets two-shot by them, but just in case, I'm going to give this guy a big, juicy void.
I guess something we should address is why Path of Radiance is kind of novel on 0% growth as opposed to like FE7. Because in FE7, you get these really, really good pre-promoted units like Hawkeye, Harkin, Pens in the late game that can really pick up the slack for whenever Marcus stops being able to just solo entire chapters. But in Path of Radiance, I mean, who all do you get besides like Stefan?
I mean, nonsense. There's a good berserker. There's a good mage. Like that's what Hawkeye and Penta are. Good berserker, good mage. You get a pre-promoted sniper. That's what Louise is. Like, I think it'll be fine. I can't wait for that pre-promoted sniper to come in chapter 19 and save the day.
I cannot wait to see you struggle through recruiting.
Oh, sorry?
I cannot wait to see you try to recruit him in 0% growth. That's going to be like the highlight of the run.
It's going to be extremely fun, and I'm definitely going to do it because I want the item in his inventory that he definitely doesn't drop if you kill him. But we'll have to save that for next time. I am going to go ahead and save, and I hope y'all enjoyed this so far.